I work in the library on my V-Talent placement, and I do a lot of desk work, so issuing and returning books to students. I do relabelling of books when the labels get worn out. I photocopy books for students, photocopy books for my own use. So when the opportunity came up to do this, it was like, well, it's something to do while I try and refigure my life, refigure what I'm going to do. So I took the opportunity with both hands.
If I was not doing V-Talent, the problem with me would be I would just be a NEET. I would just be hanging around at my house, probably just watching endless amounts of television. The problem is that even though I would like to get a job, it is just so difficult for a person with like such low GCSE grades as myself to go about and obtain a job. And it always seems that whenever I happen to look continuously, I'm either one step too late, or I'll say, oh yeah, come back in a few months. And you come back in a few months, job's taken.
We've got a network of colleges and other public institutions which would all benefit from volunteers creating efficiencies, helping those institutions to do the things they do. And at the same time, we've got a lot of young people who can't get the kind of experience they need to either decide what to study or to go on and find employment. And it just seems wrong not to put those two things together.
V-Talent Year is a meaningful experience for the volunteers, mainly because it offers them a sense of ownership. They can own their own projects, they have flexibility in those projects, they can raise their aspirations maybe on development, their own self-development. They're able to try new things that they might not have done before, and that enables them to take responsibility for work and projects themselves.
We have made a mistake in how we think about young people who are NEET. We've tended to think about them as a kind of a group of people with a shared identity, behavioural problems, socially excluded, completely cut off from mainstream society. And it turns out that's just not the case.
My CV is cleaning, primarily, and when you go for a job, it's like you haven't got enough experience, and it's like, well, I haven't got experience because I can't get a job to get experience. So doing this has given me experience in a new role, trying new things.
In our research, we found that one of the benefits of doing volunteering full-time was that it meant that the volunteers were accorded quite a lot of responsibility. And even when volunteers found it quite hard at first to shoulder the burdens that they were given, lots of them really thrived on it when they were given, positive tasks to do that they could really feel they'd achieved.
With my V-Talent, I was placed in construction. Being a fully Muslim covered girl, working with the male-dominated area, was a bit of a challenge for me. My experience was amazing throughout the whole year. I have gathered a lot of confidence. I managed a lot of small projects.
I come to do learning support. However, I got kicked out of my old school, and I had to go back there as a placement, which was really difficult because there was a lot of teachers there that had taught me and who probably didn't really like me. So that was probably the biggest challenge.
In the late 1990s and the early 2000s, there was a kind of stable 10% of young people who were NEET. It just wasn't the same young people who were NEET all the time. Only 1% of young people, it turns out, on more detailed analysis, are NEET for the whole period between 16 and 18. And up to 18% of young people are NEET for some time during those ages. So the picture that really emerges is not this stable kind of permanent 10% who can't be reached. It's actually of a much larger percentage of young people who are churning in and out of short courses, employment and so on, and just finding it very difficult.
We found that another benefit of full-time volunteering was that it really boosted people's confidence about their ability to enter the workplace. As well as that, doing volunteering for a sustained period of time allowed people to consider their options and find out what they were good at. It was a really good way of them working out where their talents lie.
This whole year out from university and the break from education after being in college for 4 years has given me the time and the clear mind necessary to go on to university and do the animation stuff that I've really wanted to do for so many years.
I'm a very shy person. People don't think it, but I'm a very, very shy person. But I think I've overcome a lot of my shyness through doing the programme.
Programmes like V-Talent Year show great potential in terms of bringing together an existing infrastructure which would benefit from volunteering and young people who would really benefit from the kind of experience that full-time volunteering would offer.
After completing V-Talent, I have been offered a job with the Luton Borough Council for a better position managing a centre. If I haven't completed V-Talent, I would not be ever dream of getting that job, but now I've got something on the sideline.
I had so many tangents of places I've wanted to go on to, but it was being on the V-Talent programme that helped establish what I wanted to do, how to get from point A to point B, and yeah, they're fab.